Good morning. As you can see, we're joined by Timmy and Sean this morning. My favourite kind of characters. Well, Sean in particular. Sunday morning. What can you say? Cold, wet, miserable. So here we are. Yes. Timmy, by the way, actually says something that having replaced the batteries on him yesterday, and couldn't get him to stop talking. Today, he won't talk at all. He doesn't really talk, he bleats. Bah, bah, bah. So anyway, there you are. So I thought I'd put them in the video and see how it goes. But yeah, we've been busy tidying things up this week. New shelving up and everything brought to the one kind of point where we're accessible. And trying to find, I'm going to lose, when I move things around I lose everything. Well, not everything, but a lot of stuff. And I rediscover it looking for other stuff, and on it goes. It's like, put something down, you lose it now. Put that, it's right in front of me, I can't see it, but no. But yes, we'll be finishing off the little PC, the cones. I need to stop. Too many people on Fondy nowadays. These are normally for the children, these ones. Something like hang on the tree and whatnot. And Ian had been saying about making them, but it's just a couple of cones. Hot glue gun is the business. And a bit of a wooden spoon, which will give you the face. Glue the two cones together, bore a couple of holes, toothpicks, a little bit of wood and shaped up to the thing wood, and the bit the spoon gives you the hands. You can loads of things you can do actually. I came across things there that actually make really nice hands, and put them on. I had another couple of these to make. I run out of these, and the hands on these are I gathered every bloody thing it's possible. I'll see a use in everything. They're little clips for orchids for the canes. Which is another thing I'll get to in a moment, like, you know. But I had another two of these to make up, and just had to make them up with bits and pieces I had. I didn't really have the same as, but that'll do. Forgot two people. Should really keep a list, but you don't really want to do that. But yeah, and the eyes on these things are just, you know, drawing pins. Stick a load of drawing pins in a board and spray them with black paint, and there they are, you've got the eyes. You can put, I haven't put anything onto them because I did try putting little dots of white on them, but it didn't work for some reason. So they're just cool Santa cones, PCs or whatever, a wee bit tartan thing around. And the noses, by the way, are so easy, just a little bit of doweling and a pencil sharpener, and shape it off, and put a little bit of, bore a hole at the back, put a little bit of toothpick in and some super glue, and bang, bore a hole through you go. That's it. The hats, believe it or not, are a bit of finger bandage dyed with wood stain, red. And the hot glue gun's a business when you're at this. I don't, believe it or not, I'm using the good lady's little one right now. I've got a big Tech 700 there that I use, but it was alright in the days gone past when other people were buying the glue for me. And the company would buy the glue, but now that I've got to buy it myself, the problem is I need to buy such an amount. You can't buy a small amount for it, and it's a 12mm glue stick it goes in. And you would think they would all work, but no, Tech 700, I've got something about theirs that you can get it to work through it. It will go through it intermittently and in a way, but it's not ideal at all. You really need to buy their glue guns, glue sticks, sorry, and the sheer amount they're sold by the weight, of course, when you buy them there. I think the last time I priced them, which I was going to buy them, but it was £70 odd, but for the glue stick. But it was a sheer amount. I'd never get through them. Well, I don't think I would get through them. Or if I bought them, I'd look for something to use them on. Like, but you never know. I may do this, like, you know, because I've been spending a little bit this week, whatnot. So that's really for Ian out there who you just let your imagination run away with, and try not. The secret of this game is to try and use whatever's about, not to go and buy anything. If you've got to buy stuff, then it starts to. There's always loads you can buy from me. A bit of cotton wool for the beard and whatnot. And I had actually started to put the tacks in. There's just a wee pilot bore hole through the face for the tacks, but oh, gee whiz. I was ripping the beard and I was catching in the drill and flipping it all off, so I just used a wee barrel, just bloody poke a hole in it. So half of them I've got only half a beard now, so but the children will love them. They will take them and hang them on the tree, and that's it. So it's just a bit of fun. It's just a bit of fun, as I say, with the snowmen. Well, as I say, I run out, but the little grips for the orchids are really good. But when I was coring out the holes for the stick stand, same again, couldn't stop myself. Gee whiz. And of course I've got all the cores. This really gets bloody madness, like, you know. Not wasting anything. Oh dear. Normally you would just throw these away. It's sheath and ply. It's not the best of, but I couldn't. So the very stakes that the orchids were on, I'd kept them all these years ago too, and they were exactly the size of the pilot for the core cut on it. So I ended up basically gluing them all together into handles. I could see handles in them. I went, oh dear. So I ended up gluing those in together and started finishing them off and bringing them down. So they'll make nice little handles for files and things like that. And by the time I'm finished with them and varnished up, yes. But is it worth it? Probably not, like, you know. But we'll see. It pleases me to do these things at times, and even though I could do fine without it, but they'll have a little life somewhere. They'll go on for a lot of years. They'll go on the end of probably some of these small files I've got, like, you know. They'll go on it. We'll listen to that rain. They'll go on that, but yeah. So we'll end up with about I could probably half a dozen of them. They'll work all right. But because it's sheet and ply, the glue, the laminate situation isn't as good as if it had been marine or something like that. But they'll be fine. They'll be all right. That's it. But I was going to show. Oh, this I'm going to show you. We'll go for a bit of biblical stuff this morning, and let there be light. There you are. This is a man lamp for man cave, or shed or whatever. It's my nod to steampunk. So this is what some people may remember. These were the Sitka cuts I took, and a bit of brass pipe and whatnot, and that. And the inspection lamp goes back to obviously the days with an old lamp. Had been hanging about in the workshop for yonks, and no, they never use him now. They use these torch things. Marvellous, a lot easier to use than that. Don't need a power source as such, but anyway. So we've put this together and let there be light. In the beginning, let there be light. Yes, Genesis. We need to go back a long way for that one. I think probably best remembered for Neil Armstrong on the moon, when he quoted that. King James Bible, King James's Bible, way back in the early stuff, and also inscribed across the door of the Carnegie Library in Edinburgh. Across the door, let there be light. So that's what we've been joking around with as such. But we're not really going to do too much. Oh, yes, as I say, I've invested in the future this week. Sold my gun, that was what it was. That's the thing I was going to say. I know one of the videos I showed you the gun I'd had for a long time, and decided that it was time for it to go. It'd been lying around for far too long. But trying to figure out how to sell it without too much downward, well, I looked at the marketplace, but I had tried many years ago on the Gumtree in the marketplace, and they won't allow you to sell guns or various other things or anything like that at all. And rightly so, because that's a tricky business. But a while back there I had clocked this guy he was selling tobacco, cheap tobacco, rolling tobacco. But he wasn't selling, he didn't have it advertised as that, he had it advertised as empty boxes that he was selling. But in the bottom of the boxes was a pouch of rolling tobacco. Now obviously it never flagged up, but obviously people must have complained at some point, and he got taken off. I said to myself at the time, I went, oh, there's a way around about it, there's how to get it on without actually flagging up. And I always kind of stuck in my mind, I went, oh right. So I'm thinking about selling it, and I'm saying, I'm going to advertise it. I'm going to advertise the box. The boxes are rare with these guns. You don't find many of the original boxes that they came in. It was way back, there's about 80-year-old or something. I was a bit of engineering, and we made stuff that was really good. Anyway, I stuck it on, and up it went. And all the sites I put it on, it bounced up, and I left it a little while, and I said, oh man. I went in and I edited it, and I also put in, but I blanked out, when I take the photograph of the top of the box, I blanked out the bit where it said service air rifle. It had Webley and Mark II, and I put something across the middle of it. And a while after I edited it and put on, contents of this box are part of the sale. Now I'd had a few views on it all, and I'd had a lot of comments in terms of, what's this, pals? What are you doing selling? I'm going, okay, we can guess it's a gun box, but what kind of gun is it? I went, oh gee, because somebody's going to get them rattled and out, like, you know. But anyway, in the space of that 2-3 hours, I had 2 people that were interested. I could tell because they knew exactly what they were talking about when they asked me. And out of the 2, I sent them photographs off, and I got one definite buyer. Well, I probably got the other boy back at all, but he was taking too long. And then a chap from over the water knew what he wanted, knew what he was looking at, knew what he wanted, knew what he was getting. And the price I had it on it was priced to sell, because I'd looked them up on Gun Trader and that. And yes, worth a hell of a lot more than what I was selling it for, but they were still for sale, so they hadn't sold them. So, and as I say, the true value of something is what somebody's prepared to pay you for it. So, anyway, it went away. So, needless to say, we're going to invest a bit in the future. I better not say too much now, but I'll probably keep that for time. I'll keep that for another video. Anyway, all the best to you. I don't think it's going to clear the day. It's going to be one of these miserable days. But take care, and we'll catch you again. Cheers.